I got no stories. I'm Jason.
I'm Jules.
And we doing Filmographies.
All right, folks, cut the bullshit.
Cut it out
We are
now.
fucking here with the most epic film of all frickin' time.
Fast and the Furious 10?
Fast X, baby.
What if I was like, I don't like it? I think this movie's stupid.
Fast X?
No. The Godfather.
Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. If you said that, I would say, well, that's fine.
This movie's boring and dumb. Nobody can act. It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, how do they even make this?
Oh, God.
Christ.
Fucking big old turd.
There isn't one CGI monster in the whole movie.
Should I just go right into the synopsis?
Let's fucking do it.
The Godfather, New York, 1946. Don Vito Corleone, Marlon Brando, refuses to partner with Salazzo El Latiri and get into their drug trade. Despite the protests of his hot-headed eldest son and heir apparent, Sonny, James Caan, and legal counsel and also adopted son Tom Hagen, Robert Duvall, who both think it's best to get in on the action. After feeling slighted, Salazzo has Don Vito gunned down in the street in front of his hapless, dim-witted middle son Fredo, John Cazale. Now, after having just returned from the front with no desire to get involved in the family business, youngest son Michael, Alfredo James Pacino, decides to cut the shit and kill both Salazzo and his hired police muscle, Captain McCluskey, Sterling Hayden. Not for revenge, but for the family business to survive and prosper. Michael must then flee to Sicily to hide in, fuck it. Y'all, this movie is long as fuck. Mafia stuff ensues in the sprawling American classic.
I was like, oh, we're 20 minutes in, and we're still at the wedding.
I know. I watched the first hour and a half of this like 6 months ago, and I was like, this movie's great. And while the wedding was going, I was like, we're still at the wedding. This is wild. We're just meeting everybody. It's all really compelling, though. Like
it's
every
fantastic,
single thing
right.
that happens, it's wild.
I'm just like, how much of this takes place at the wedding?
I like a half hour.
Yeah, man. Fuck. And then getting into the later, out of the wedding and into the frying pan, as it were.
I was just thinking that. All right.
I was like, oh, fuck. He's going to Sicily. Shit. And then you texted me like, this Sicily shit's whack, huh? Fucking A, right, it's whack.
I didn't watch this all the way through 6 months ago because it was late at night and I got about 20 minutes into Sicily and I said, I'm going to go to bed now.
This is one of those movies that's been around my entire life. My mom loved The Godfathers.
They're real good.
Everybody loves them,
Yeah.
right?
Not three, but one and two.
Stanley Kubrick says it's the greatest cast of all time and perhaps the greatest film of all time, right? But I never really watched it.
Oh, really? Before
with like
now?
a watchful eye.
Okay.
Like I said, it's been on.
Yeah.
My mom's watched it. I've been in the room and shit. And I'm familiar with so much of it that you remember all of those iconic, the hospital scene and, and then you forget like, oh God, yeah, there's a lot of shit in here too. Not that it's bad, but it's just like, fuck me.
Interesting. Okay.
And I got a gripe with Michael's broken jaw.
Is that the bruise on his face
That fucker
through
was,
like the whole rest of the movie?
And we're talking like, what, he flees the country like right around Christmas and presumably like spring, summer. We see him in Sicily and he's still fucking bruised.
Yeah, I find that weird.
He's in Bruges.
To quite like Bruges now. It's like a fucking fairy tale or something.
Does that happen? I guess after surgeries, people are fucked up for a long time. Man, I yawn in this podcast, and then I yawn when I'm listening to it.
Yeah, me too. But they do mention the fact that he had some surgery done, but they didn't. They cover that later. So I'm thinking like, oh wait, is this like, even though they're intersplicing it with the current shit in New York, is this somehow taking place before then?
I have no idea. I don't even know what the time frame is of this movie. Is it like over like a year?
Good question.
Is it 5 years?
It seems like a decent amount of time goes by in points, but then fucking the horse head is like the next morning.
Yeah.
That feels like that should have been a little bit down the road, maybe.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's not like Hagen did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the horse's head is at the foot of his bed. Yet he's just covered in blood.
Yeah, did they drip it over him? Was he drugged?
I don't even
You'd almost think you'd have to be drugged.
You'd have to be completely out of it.
All right, take it from the top, Julian.
So, what is it? 1946. We're at a wedding.
Hitler's dead.
Hitler is dead. Don Corleone is the Don of the Corleones, and his daughter and youngest child, Connie, is getting married to a guy.
Is this name? I don't know. Is this Talia Shire? Is this
It is
Jason
Talia
Schwartzman's
Shire.
mom?
Yeah, and Coppola's sister. And he actually was like, I think she's too pretty to be in here, and B, I don't want it to seem like it's nepotism. But then I want to say maybe it was Robert Altman who was like, bruh, you got to let her audition.
She's got like a good little sister vibe to her.
She's great.
Yeah.
Man, when she's pregnant, it's like she just put on the baby. There's no weight in excess going on there. It is weird looking. But she's getting married to Carlo Rizzi, who the Don says specifically, don't get him involved in the family business. You know, we can give him something, but don't tell him anything.
Yeah.
Right.
This movie opens with like the amazing monologue from the funeral home director.
Sure.
The owner of the funeral home explaining what these monsters did to his daughter.
Yeah, Bart.
And asking the Don for his help.
The judge sentenced them to 3 years in prison and suspended the sentence.
They went free that very day.
Then I said to my wife, for justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
God, so many things are like set up like little moments in this movie, and then we don't find out what happens. It's just extra story, like
Yeah, it comes up later.
Somebody beats the people that bruised his daughter horribly. I'm sure just breaks all of their bones, but leaves them alive.
Yeah. So I guess what Coppola, because he only had 2 days to film this sequence.
That's the wedding. Okay.
He initially got all of the actors together in character to have dinner together. He couldn't break character to try to sort of help establish this familial rapport.
Was Luca Brasi there?
He wasn't.
Oh. So is that why he was so surprised to be invited to the wedding?
Yeah. And during the wedding, Coppola basically told all of the background actors, just do your thing. And they went around filming and they just captured little vignettes here and there that they probably helped structure in the heat of the moment. But originally, I guess, what's his name? Orson Welles wanted to be Don Corleone.
Oh, wow. That would have been wild.
And although Coppola wanted to work with him, he was like, A, I already got Marlon Brando on casted. And B, I just don't think you're right for it. He was like, well, I'll lose weight too, if that helps.
I don't think that's the issue.
No. When we were at Paramount, though, we got to see the outside of Robert Evans's old office.
Really?
And rumor has it that the mob kind of came causing shit on the studio lot until they eventually met with them and kind of were like, look, we're not trying to fucking whatever.
You guys, you're going to look real cool.
You're going to look super cool. And
everybody's going to want to be a gangster after this.
The character Johnny Fontaine, who was the singer dude, it was rumored that he was based on Sinatra, even though Mario Puzo said no, he's not. And Sinatra was pissed about the depiction of his character, and he even confronted the actor when he saw him in public once. And as a result, because Sinatra was like king shit, they actually limited the role of Johnny Fontaine in the movie.
Why? What's wrong with Johnny Fontaine? He's not like a bitch or anything.
Well, it's just the mob connections.
Okay.
I think Sinatra was trying to get away from that.
Yeah.
As he was starting to get some prominence kind of on the political arena with John F. Kennedy, and he's kind of getting out of the singing game or whatever. I don't know.
When did this movie come out? Isn't it a 70s
72.
movie? Okay.
In fact, you can see the Twin Towers in the background of the funeral.
So we know it's prior to 2001.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which those were built in 71, I believe. So the estimated budget for this movie is $6 million.
Ooh. I mean, it oozes money. It's great. Like every cent of this budget was well worth it.
Opening weekend, $302,000.
Okay.
Right. But the worldwide gross, $250 million.
Is that like up to date right now though?
And it didn't. Well, I guess it doesn't say the gross Canada and U.S. Was $136 million.
I feel like that's with re-releases. I can't imagine
I feel like gross they only consider theatrical run.
Well, but I mean, they re-released The Godfather.
There was a re-release, yeah, because originally Paramount was owned by an oil company. So in the original release where it says the Paramount Pictures, it says like Gulf Oil or whatever.
Really?
And then in the later on, when it was re-released, Viacom owned Paramount at the time, and so they are featured on every release subsequently there in the Paramount logo.
Okay.
But made some money. It was so popular. It's odd because the studio was going to fire Coppola because they were like, you're going over budget, you're going over schedule. Yet when the film was completed, he was ahead of schedule and under budget. But there was so much buzz about it. Even though at first they thought the cinematographer, whose name escapes me now, he had lit it naturally and really dark. And they were like, this looks like shit, Paramount. And Coppola was like, well, it's sort of like, a metaphor for the shady nature of this business enterprise. They're like, oh, yeah, we love it then. And it was so popular, the dailies and shit was getting so much buzz that they greenlit the sequel before this film wrapped.
Nice.
And Mario Puzo, whoever bought the rights to the book, bought it when he had only written 20 pages of it. Hadn't even finished the book yet. And they got the movie options already.
I think Puzo's books are supposed to suck.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really say, but it kind of seems just like pulpy mob shit.
There's legendarily like a chapter on Sonny and his giant cock and like unleashing it in front of this lady.
It is massive.
He's going to fuck her with his giant cock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is massive.
I mean, they do that moment in the movie where they're showing with the hand with. I assume they're talking about Sonny's cock.
They are, because then his wife turns around and sees him walking off with one of the bridesmaids.
Who's not even...
And she just shuts the fuck up.
Oh, man.
I like the bridesmaid.
Okay.
You're going to say she's not attractive? You're going to say that
no,
the woman I'm going to marry is not attractive?
I mean...
He's still hitting her later in the movie, too.
I
see
just
her again.
I mean, his wife's pretty, and then he's sneaking off with this other lady who I don't feel is as pretty as his wife, and adultery is kind of a rough subject.
Well, here's the thing: when they go off, it feels like 7 or 8 minutes happen, and a lot of shit's happening in the movie, and then once Robert Duvall's gone looking for him and hears him banging on her in the bathroom, it's like, God damn, this feels like it's been like an hour. He's still banging on her? Shit.
They just blows that load and top of her head comes off.
Mm-hmm. And she's preggo now.
She's dead.
Well, that too.
Brains all over the wall.
Ineligible for an abortion because she's dead.
Yeah.
so, I mean, a lot of shit is happening. Luca Brasi, apparently he was so excited to be in a scene with Marlon Brando that he fucked up a couple of his initial lines. And Coppola liked it so much that he kept that take.
Yeah.
And then they inserted the shit with him practicing.
Is this necessary?
He didn't expect to be invited to the wedding, so he wanted to thank you.
That's great.
Isn't it?
It's so good. I love seeing him just talking to himself over there.
Don Cazale, I am honored and grateful that you have invited me to your home on the wedding day of your daughter.
Marlon Brando famously modeled his voice after a real-life mobster that he had seen in some congressional shit. Stuffed a bunch of like cotton into his mouth.
It's so weird.
They then fashioned a mouthpiece for him, which is on display somewhere. He didn't learn any of his lines.
Is he doing the earpiece thing?
Cue cards.
Oh.
Which he also did on Superman.
So, I mean, Marlon Brando seems a little bit like a fucker, but he gets this amazing performance out of this cue card shit. It seems like maybe he's onto something that works for him.
Well, that's what he said. He wants it to be completely fresh and in the moment. He doesn't want to go in having found everything already. He wants his reactions to be, sort of natural. And then after doing the initial cue card shit with all the other actors, then he can work with what he's got. Al Pacino said he really did tear up during the scene where Al pledged his allegiance to him in the hospital bed or whatever. So his only daughter is getting married. Joey Fontaine shows up. Everybody's swooning. Tommy, I don't know what his name is. Michael's there. He's back from the army with his white wife.
His
white girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
why do you call him his white girlfriend?
Because
they're Italian.
Okay. Yeah, she's a Protestant Catholic. I don't know, something Polish, let's say. But he's like, hey, look, my family, they're dangerous, but that's not me, right? Sonny's there. He's super hairy. He's banging everyone.
He's very hairy.
He's
You're right.
grossly hairy.
Oh, he looks good. James Caan looks great. In
I go to
this.
Cali. Where the gun?
Oh yeah.
You know,
I feel like I'm much more used to old James Caan based
than
on
young
us.
James Caan.
Yeah, just based on us, being 90s kids.
He still walks like he's a broken down old man in this, though.
Yeah.
It's really weird. His shoulders are just.
God, I want to watch more old Caan stuff after this.
Thief. You just watch that.
Yeah, I think I'd like to watch The Gambler, not Rollerball. I got no interest in Rollerball.
I'd watch that.
Everybody can fuck off with Rollerball.
We might watch that.
I'm sorry. I'm coming so hard on Rollerball.
Whatever, man. Shit. It's like so much shit is fucking happening. Luca's his number one only because he's so dumb and loyal.
What? Is he really his number one?
I mean,
it sounds like he just uses him from time to
It's
time.
his go-to problem solver.
But also,
Brute.
He didn't think he was going to be invited to the wedding, so it doesn't seem
of
like
course
he's
not.
really on that list.
I mean, he's no, absolutely not. But he goes to him to fucking infiltrate Barzini's crew.
Yeah.
Gets him killed, but,
Yeah.
So there's FBI guys out there taking pictures and writing down license plates and VIN numbers. Apparently, I didn't recognize this at the time, but all of the cars, or a majority of the cars in this film, have wooden bumpers.
What?
Because at the time of World War II, people took off their metal bumpers.
To give to the war efforts to fight the Nazis.
Exactly.
For bullets? And
Planes and shit, probably.
Okay.
I don't know, but
nice.
Isn't that a really nice touch?
God, imagine if we had some sort of unified front against a true evil. I'd actually prefer that we didn't, but that was nice that we all teamed up, the whole world, against the Nazis.
Women weren't wearing pantyhose, They were working in factories and shit.
Dude, imagine we get some club feet, right?
Yeah.
We stay behind. We get to fuck all the ladies.
Yeah.
All their husbands are off. They're sad. They're lonely.
Yep.
That's us busting loads in them all. All right, doing our part. Da, da, da.
We also meet Tom Hagen, who's played by Robert Duvall. He's Irish, but he's their brother. How's that happen?
Well, because Sonny met him when he was a little kid. He was homeless. He brought him in. And Don Corleone raised him as his own.
Yep.
Yep.
And now he's their lawyer and consigliere.
He's great.
He's
wonderful.
He's really good. I didn't buy James Caan as Al Pacino's real brother. I bought Pacino and Fredo.
Yeah.
I would have assumed Caan and Duvall were brothers.
Okay.
I don't know. He just doesn't feel
Italian?
Yeah.
No.
He says it. I'm Italian, but I don't get it from him, except for his back hair. But so we know everybody now, right?
There was I saw like somebody posted on Instagram like Gone in movie posters. There was one of the Godfather, and it's like him and a giant cat. He's cuddling it. It's a great scene, him snuggling with that cat, giving it some scritches.
Super great. They found that cat as a stray on the lot. Coppola threw it in there. In fact, the purring at times was so loud that it actually muffled some of his lines, so they cut a couple of them out.
Man, Brando is wonderfully naturalistic.
He is doing so much in this movie.
It's too bad he became such a problematic asshole as an actor later on,
Yeah.
Like, just causing problems and being in shitty stuff.
Well, and it's funny that him and Wells would be up for this part because not that Wells was like a terrible guy, but he was kind of also...
He was like a obscene, like, drunk...
Yeah.
Nutter at a certain point.
As well.
F is for fake?
Yeah. God. Oh, fuck, man. So, Opa, they're married. And...
I think we just go right to Sollozzo,
Sollozzo shows up, and he's talking about some dope.
Yo, we got to start slanging this H.
We got to get this H out there, and
everybody wants the H. Come on. You give me $1 million pretty quick. $100,000. You give me $100,000.
No, I think it was $1 million.
I need $1 million in cash.
No, I think it was $100,000.
I think it was $1 million.
It was like, we'll get $400,000 to you in the next couple of months.
Millions back to you.
In the first year, your rent should be $4 million.
Well, whatever. Tomato.
Because it's the 40s. I mean...
Sure. Well, that's what he goes. God.
If you consider $1 million in cash, just finance. To salute, Don Corleone.
$100,000 in investment, yeah.
So, but he goes, I don't want to do it. You want my help because I have politicians.
They're not going to want to associate with me if I'm in the drug trade, bro.
Hookers, gambling, liquor, that's one thing. They all do that.
Yeah, people are into that.
But
drugs ruins lives.
And look, I'm not judging you. And Sonny pipes in, I indulge my sons, perhaps too much.
Yeah.
And so Sollozzo goes, all right, well, I'm going to have you killed then.
Yeah. I mean, he's real polite about it to him.
Yeah, and he goes, look, I'm going to give you my reasons why. I don't think any less of you. It's just if I do this, it's going to erode the commodity that you want me to provide. So it just doesn't make sense, and so he's going out for some fruit, even though he picks some bell peppers.
Well, at this point, Luca Brazzi's already on the trail of Sollozzo, right? Like, as soon as Sollozzo leaves, he's like, Luca Brazzi, stop watching him.
Yeah,
he's
I believe
real shady.
So. Right. Find out about this guy. What's his connections? And
he's a real fuck. I think he might be wrapped up with those Tattaglias.
They're backing him. Barzini is not necessarily involved, but his name's coming up a little bit. So we meet Fredo. He's drunk at the wedding, and then he's with Marlon Brando because their bodyguard guy keeps calling in sick.
I absolutely thought that fucking Fredo was soft-brained. But no, yeah, he's just I think he's just like a regular guy.
Yeah,
a little bit stupid.
He's
designed for this at all.
That's the funny thing, because Brando didn't want this life for Michael, but there's no way you couldn't tell that Michael was the ideal candidate.
Yeah,
Sonny is just too brash.
Yeah,
immediately as soon as so Don Corleone gets gunned down in the street.
And fucking Fredo drops the gun like a chump.
Like 9-10 bullets. Yeah, and yeah, Fredo's fumbling for his gun.
They unload that gun on him. Boy, that's quite the over-the-top but probably pretty accurate fall and twist after he's been shot.
Yeah, and not only does Fredo fumble the gun, he should have been like, you, grab him. In the car. We're going to the hospital right fucking now.
Yeah, he doesn't do shit. He just kind of stands by his
There is
dad.
no 911.
Doesn't cradle him, isn't saying anything to him, just kind of staring at his bleeding dad.
Papa! And everybody's like, this Fredo guy's a fucking pussy. What the hell going on here? So he's not dead, though. Although Sollozzo is operating under the impression that he is.
And kidnaps Tom Hagen.
Kidnaps Hagen and calls up Sonny, and he goes, hey, we got Hagen. Look, we know shit's fucked, but
let's work this out.
We're going to release Hagen in 3 hours, and he's going to give you our pitch. And it's, because Sollozzo is under the impression, rightfully so, that Sonny wanted to be involved in this.
Yeah.
And Don Corleone is just a thing of the past, So Corleone's in the hospital. Hagen's released, but it's become evident that Corleone isn't dead, so they're going to have to make another move on him. At the same time, Sonny is trying to go to war. And Hagen's like, look, man, this isn't personal. It's your father, my father, but this is business. We can't fucking fly off the handle here, especially because he's got the police guy, and this is going to be a 5-family war or whatever. So Michael goes to visit the dad in the hospital and
immediately notices there's no staff whatsoever on that floor.
And Callie even goes, are there no other patients?
No nurses, nothing. It's
nothing.
Just him. I mean, it would make sense if like he had that floor to himself, maybe.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Or also maybe the other rooms were occupied, but we don't need to see any of those people.
Sure.
Right. We don't see empty rooms. We just see empty hallways.
Yeah, the importance is a lack of staff.
And it's also at night. So there's going to only be, the required staff. You aren't going to see doctors running around necessarily. But there's like coffee still steaming and an uneaten sandwich. And so Michael's like, what is going on? And the nurse is like, well, the police told everybody to leave because you guys are in the way or whatever. And he goes, there's men coming to kill my father. There's men coming to kill my... Oh, fuck, how do I do him? There's men coming to kill my father. All right? I got to get him in another room. Okay? You grab him.
No.
Bring him in another room.
God bless you.
I did him once, and it was brilliant.
Well, I don't want this turning up at some courtroom 6 months from now with my reps in this shit and they're pulling apart all my cases. The fuck you care?
Let us know what you think about Jules' Al Pacino impression at 763-634-1897.
So they move him to another room, and who shows up?
Who are you?
Oh.
I am Enzo,
I love this guy. The
the baker.
cake maker?
The cake maker.
Yeah. Yeah, you think he's one of the hit squad coming to pop him.
And he goes, what the fuck you doing here?
I love you, Papa.
If there is trouble, I stay here to help you. For your father,
Oh, well, fuck, go, wait outside. You know, I need you to do something for me.
Turn your collar up. Get rid of those fucking flowers.
Yeah, he turns his collar up, throws the flowers, puts his hand in his pocket as a car pulls up.
We gotta look tough.
And the guys looking out the car, they're like, oh shit, there's 2 men out front. We better get the fuck out of here. We didn't know there'd be 2 men out front. One of them is clearly Michael. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And then 30 seconds later, the fucking McCluskey shows up.
Yep, Officer McCluskey.
No one wants a fella with a social disease.
And he wallops Michael because he's calling him a 2-bit no good Nick.
And that breaks his jaw?
Shatters it. I thought it just busted his nose. Apparently, it just completely obliterates his face.
Sterling Hayden's like a classic actor, right? He's a real popular guy from the olden days.
I want to say he's done this role in numerous things.
But I feel like when he was young, he was popular. I feel like I've heard that name.
Real stud muffin.
Oh.
And then Tom Hayden rolls up with a bunch of private eyes and he goes, hey, these guys are carrying guns. They're supposed to. We hire them for protection. If you want to fuck around, you better talk to the judge.
Yeah.
And he goes, fuck, let's get out of here, boys. And the cops peel out of there. And Michael's just folded.
They smell the dirt on us. We better go.
So, fuck. Okay. Pops is in danger. Salazzo's breathing down her neck. The 5 families are at war.
On the verge.
What are we going to do? And Michael goes, well, I'll kill Salazzo and McCluskey.
That's really the only option. They're going to keep coming till Dad's dead, so we got to pop them.
We can't. This isn't personal, Mike. Come on, I'm James Caan. And he goes, this is business. I understand it. It's got to die. I can't remember the line. He goes, look, man, there's no other way. He's a dirty cop on the take from Salazzo for drugs. We got newspaper people. We'll plant stories. The public's going to love it. Tom's like, hey, that's not a bad idea. What do we do? Well, we'll find out where he's taking the meeting. And we'll plant a gun.
And what's that big guy's name?
I love that guy. I can't remember his fucking name.
It's great.
Sal Tessio.
Yeah, Tessio.
He goes, I can get a gun in there. And Abe Vigoda goes, oh, that's that old place where they got the toilet with the tank.
It's kind of out from the wall a little bit. You could put it on the back.
Yep, because they don't know where the meeting is going to be held until the last minute. Because they got a guy on the force, and the police sergeant has to actually log his locations because he's on call. So if they need him, they'll call the restaurant because they don't have radios because it's 1946. So they get the gun there. It's a special barrel taped up. They won't get your fingerprints on it. Tessio is doing a pretty good thing like, these things, they happen every 5 or 10 years. Shit flares up and you got to fucking cull the chaff from the wheat or whatever.
Calms everybody down.
You know? And so Michael goes in. They, run a shell game. Well, we're going to Queens. And you turn on the bridge, fucker. We're going to this restaurant. So they get in there and they're just eating. And Salazzo goes, hey, McCluskey, you mind if I speak Sicilian? I don't give a fuck. I'm eating veal. Oh, arrivederci. Ciao. And they speak Italian like that. So Michael goes, all right, I've heard enough of this shit. I'm going to go to the can.
I got to piss.
And where's the gun? Oh, God. He's fumbling around.
Why is it so hard to find?
And then he's
gun?
like, oh, here it is.
Yeah. My finger went up an extra inch and I found it.
Just look behind it.
Maybe.
Because it's protruding from the wall.
Yeah.
It's not bolted to the wall.
I think there's basically enough room for the gun, though. I don't know if you can really have to cram your head back there.
Just do this. Close one of your eyes.
And then you can see through the tank?
Yeah.
You got that ability?
So he gets the gun, comes walking out, sits down, and this is probably his moment.
Do you see my boner through my pants?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
This guy's happy to see us over here. This is Al Pacino's moment. He's not listening, but he's listening. But he's freaking. Salazzo's talking all sorts of mad shit, and his eyes are just fucking ping-ponging all over the fucking place.
Like some Pruitt Taylor Vince shit there.
Exactly. And
that's
the
sound
whole
of the
time,
eyeballs ping-ponging.
The subway is building in the background.
And he's like, oh man, screech. That's pretty loud. I think that's about as loud as it's going to get. Time to kill these guys.
fuck it. Stands up, pow, shoots Sollozzo in the head once, even though he's supposed to do a double tap.
But you see all that mist come out of his head, and you're like, yeah, he's dead.
He got him. He shoots McCluskey in the throat.
Yep.
And then blasts him in the brains.
Fuck yeah.
And they're fucking laid out.
It's great. And he walks away, drops the gun. Don't stare him in the eyes, but don't look away.
Yep.
Marches right out.
Put your hand to your side and let the gun slide out. They'll think you still have it, but you don't. He doesn't do that.
No, he fucking tosses
He just,
it.
hot mic. And he gets out of there. And I guess goes immediately to Sicily.
Yep.
So they bring Pops home. I guess there was the first time, because, they bring him in on a stretcher. And Sonny goes, hey, and somebody else grabs him from the paramedic and they bring him upstairs. I guess the first time he did it, Marlon Brando put a bunch of weights on the cot. So they were like, oh, shit.
That's pretty good.
Fucko.
Brando's not even that old in this movie, right?
No,
Is he
not
like
really.
not even 50?
I would say that's probably right. They do a pretty good job aging him up.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job losing his presence.
Yeah, he seems like he's supposed to be like 60 in this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe 65.
Yeah.
But
Mike's
he's probably
like 30.
47. Yeah.
So
he's really good in this.
Oh man,
everybody's so good in this.
They fucking are, man.
God damn. It's so funny how good this is. Mm-hmm. It holds up wonderfully. Although, I will say, I was like, oh man, this movie's pretty good. It's not really offensive. And then James Caan drops the N-word. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, of course.
Okay.
I thought we weren't going to do that, but sure.
That's what surprised me about NYPD. I'm like, God, no, everybody's taking this black cop serious.
I almost mentioned that when we were talking about it. I was like, also, one of the cops is black. And what do you guys think about that? It's 1968.
Yeah, and he goes to a white woman like, oh, you lying to us? And she goes, no, I'm not lying. And no N-word. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a lot uglier out there.
Yeah, because I Spy, just before this, was the first TV show to have one of its leads as a black man.
Yeah, who we don't know who he is. We're not going to bring it up.
I don't remember.
No.
He died in obscurity.
That's good.
And never harmed a single person.
No,
in his life.
Let alone 40, 50 people that came forward.
Right. Women or whatever.
Many more.
Yeah, just, a real American hero.
With this guy died with working eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard he was a priest.
Oh.
Also.
Oh, no.
But a good one.
Oh, that's good.
He took kids to basketball games and lied on the stand to protect them when they went.
Oh, that's good.
Commit a murder.
When they killed child molesters? Oh, good priest. Good priest.
Mm-hmm. He's the equalizer in a way.
Oh, shit.
And so,
Queen Latifah or the British guy?
The British guy. We are at 38 minutes.
Okay.
And we are just leaving the first act of this movie.
Not so bad.
Crime happens. Gang wars.
Yeah.
Those are real photos, too. One of them is Al Capone's right-hand man when he was murdered. And they show those photos of like the cops laughing at the dead bodies and shit. And Sonny's running afoul. Vito is laid up still.
He's pretty fucked up.
He is. Sonny or
10 bullets will do that to you.
Tom is now a wartime consigliere, and Michael is marrying a Sicilian woman.
Yeah, he's horny immediately. He's like, oh yeah.
Now Al Pacino doesn't know Italian.
Oh really?
And they were like, I don't know if he's going to be able to actually get through this pretty long monologue when he's talking to this woman's father. Well, we'll just have one of his bodyguards translate. Bada bing, bada boom. So he sees a good-looking-ish woman, and I thought she was with her child, but apparently it's not her child, and they're just love at first sight. And his bodyguards take him to this restaurant, and they're talking to the owner like, hey, you know all the women around here. This is this hot number we saw earlier. And it's not a woman like that around here. And he goes inside, and, arrivederci, and he's yelling and such. And they go, what the fuck? And he goes, oh, man, it's his daughter. Uh-oh, we really stepped into this time, Al Pacino. Bring him out. I gotta talk to him. Hey, come out here. Hoo-ha.
I promise to lick it before I stick it.
I'm not going after a hoo-ha.
I will treat it good.
Dodge the father, ram the daughter.
What?
You ever never
Dodge
seen that?
the father, ram the daughter?
Yeah, you never seen that bumper sticker?
No, it's pretty... I want to say it's pretty good, but I guess not really.
It's stupid, but
yeah.
Guys have it. Of course, they have a picture of a child urinating, so.
Oh, yeah. It's Calvin.
But he's a child.
I'm pissing on Ford or
Just
Dodge.
showing his wiener, peeing all over the place. What is this?
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe a swastika.
So he goes, look, bro, I didn't mean to fucking dog on your lady. I love her and I want to marry her.
Oh, very good.
Well,
very
that
good.
changes everything.
Bellissimo, bellissimo. Prego.
Prego. No, I like ragu.
That's what he says. We don't eat that shit here. Go get some of those tomatoes. Best tomatoes in the world.
Roma. And his daughter's name is Apollonia.
Yeah.
Who will later go on to become Prince's protege.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She goes from marrying Al Pacino to bathing in the waters of Minnetonka. Why am I so upset?
And then she has a miscarriage and it destroys Prince.
Yeah. So he goes, oh, shit, I'm married now. But also, oh, no, they might know where I am, the mob or whatever, because they kill Sonny.
Yeah.
So Connie's husband...
It's so fucking brutal when they kill Sonny. Are we going to come back to Sonny being murdered?
We're going to just get into... Because Connie's husband is beating on her.
Yeah.
And Sonny's like, hey, what are you doing? Don't do that.
God, she answers that door when he's there and turns around and her face is all fucked up.
Mm-hmm. It's like she's dating Rocky or something. And so he goes and beats the shit out of Carlo.
Good job.
Who's trying to be like a 2-bit hustler.
Does he bite his finger? I can't remember.
He does, because he won't let go of the railing. Hitting him with the trash can, I guess, was ad-lib. So fucking, he beats him up, but good.
Yeah.
And
good job.
Yeah, just wails on him.
Yeah.
But he continues to beat on her because she's talking mad trash and breaking dishes and shit. And Sonny gets a phone call from her. And it's unclear what she says to Sonny. But he goes, you stay right there. You stay right there. I kind of felt like he had beaten her into a miscarriage.
Oh, sure.
But later we see she has a baby. But that seems significantly further in the future than when she's pregnant. So I'm like, man, maybe they really cut a lot of shit. Apparently the original Coppola edit was 2 hours and 5 minutes or somewhere close to that. And Robert Altman goes, no. You've got to put in a whole bunch of shit with the family. I need more family. And it bumped it up another fucking 40 minutes or whatever.
What was Altman in before this? Was he in much?
Robert?
Yeah.
I mean, he was an actor, but that really wasn't working for him. And then he transitioned into being a producer.
Robert Altman?
I'm sorry. What am I saying? Robert Altman?
I'm talking about Altman.
Not Robert Altman. Fucking Robert Evans. Sorry.
Okay.
Robert Evans. The kid stays in the picture.
Is that Karen shirt not the right size? I noticed you never wear the Karen shirt.
I wear it around the house more than anything.
Because of the gun? Are you
I did wear it out to the store.
Are you uncomfortable wearing the gun shirt?
No, when I got it, I was like, it's a little bit bigger than I like, but it's actually not that big now that I'm wearing it.
Okay. Because I noticed you come over here with a shirt with the scene from the same movie, but not the one I bought.
Well, because I wore this to be like, hey, I paid $20 for this dumb shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you didn't really pop on it.
No, I like it.
So
I like it.
Fuck.
I like they're separate De Niro's.
That was the part I don't know. It's very on the nose, but whatever.
No, I mean, we have done that bit 300 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've almost thrown it in a number of times. But I'm just like, the audio quality just sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. And so
Talia Shire beating.
He goes to get her. Bursts out of the house. Tom's like, where the fuck you going? I gotta go. Follow him. And so he gets the jump on the guys following him. He goes to the Long Island toll bridge or some shit, wherever the fuck he's coming from. And it's a trap. Dudes just pop out of every orifice with Tommy guns.
That's a trap.
And they fucking light James Caan's ass up.
They shoot him so much.
And then he gets out of the car while they're shooting him. And they shoot him like 80,000 times more.
And then they shoot him in the face?
And then he's laying on the ground and the guy just... And then spits on him.
It's pretty wild that he's...
No, he kicks him in the head.
He kicks him in the head. It's wild that he's not in this more. This movie. I feel like this is very much a con movie, but then watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, they kill him.
Yeah, he's fairly inconsequential.
Yeah.
To some extent, really.
I thought he'd be more of a problem and then die. But
yeah, because he's the oldest.
Yeah.
And like I said, heir apparent. Or like you said.
Look what they done. They massacred my boy.
Yeah. And
put some frosting in here.
Tom Hayden's like, I had to get a drink before I could tell you, boss, dad boss.
Not boss baby.
No, he's...
Dad boss in charge. I'm the dad boss
He's son
in charge.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
He's lawyer baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, my boy. Call Barzini and the other guys. We gotta have a truce.
That's wild that that's his reaction. I would have assumed that he was like, we gotta kill them all later.
They mentioned they killed Barzini's kid?
Tattaglia's kid.
Tattaglia, right. Barzini's the old guy at the head of the table.
Yeah. Tattaglia is just a fucking pimp.
Is that
It's a piece of
Sollozzo?
shit. Yeah, it must be Sollozzo.
Sollozzo Tattaglia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not McCluskey.
And when he sends in Brasi to infiltrate Sollozzo and Tattaglia, they're onto him immediately and they kill him.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Well, they are like, hey, join us. And he's like, no.
50 grand?
I'm not going to shake your hand. Then you must die.
Yeah. And they knew he was there all the time as a plant, though. So
Tom's
like, hey, Michael, you got to get out of Sicily. DiGiorno. DiGiorno, Michael.
Roma tomato.
Uh-huh.
Gabagool?
Exactly.
Lasagna.
Mrs. Grasses. And he goes, well, all right, I'm going to get out of here then. Oh, shit. I go back to America with my child bride. And she goes, hey, Michael, I'm driving. And he goes, what? And he looks at the bodyguard and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he goes, what? And then she starts the car and it explodes and just kills her.
That's not the bodyguard he was talking to from the window, right? He was talking to bodyguard A.
That's the other.
Bodyguard B is the one that ran away that set up the thing.
I mean, you know what? I think it is bodyguard. The guy that was, I'll get the luggage. The funny guy. I don't think it was the other guy.
You think eventually they killed that guy? Somebody must have killed that guy.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
I imagine.
He blew. Now, after she blows up, is there a lady leg on the side of the car?
I wasn't sure about that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw just a lady leg.
I'm like,
there.
that kind of looks like her dress. And she certainly would be blown everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. Boy, that was an explosion. No!
Good way to go, man. You don't even know what's happening. You're like, I love you, Mike.
I'm fried calamari.
I'd like to die a horrible, violent death really quickly, then slowly in front of my family.
Now, this whole time, Kay has been writing him and calling him.
It's me, Diane Lane. Where that dick at?
But Tom Hagen's like, oh, well, I don't know where he is.
Get the fuck out of here, Diane Lane.
Well, can you take my letter?
Why
goes,
don't-
I can't take your letter either, because then that would actually be admissible that I perhaps know where he is and I might be compelled to testify.
Maybe you should go get looking for Mr. Goodbar.
Mm-hmm. Get out of here.
Instead.
Go marry Tom Beatty. Warren Beatty.
Maybe Tom Berenger should stab you to death.
Yeah.
Have you seen Looking for Mr. Goodbar?
No, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Based on the candy bar?
No.
Oh.
It's a Diane. I was calling her Diane Lane. Diane Keaton.
Diane Lane's a fox.
Yeah, Diane Keaton was cute back in the day. I don't like her eyebrows in this, but she plays a kindergarten teacher in the era where you can start fucking all the time because birth control's on the scene. So she's like really getting around,
Mr.
getting
Goodbar.
them dicks.
Is that what
fucking,
that's a euphemism for?
I guess. Starts fucking Richard Gere. It's awesome, but
What is
then
he, like,
she's
10?
like, no, he looks good.
Huh.
And she's like, no, I don't think he's a good guy. And then she ends up going home with this dude that was fighting with his boyfriend earlier in the movie. And they can't get a boner, stabs her to death.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a real rough ending with like this strobing light effect.
Wow.
She bleeds to death and dies.
Crazy.
Yeah. There you go. I got the movie for you.
Hey.
Now watch Sisu. It's real good.
Yeah. Fuck, where are we? So Michael's back. He tracks her down, Kay down. He says he's been back for a year.
Yeah, so I guess that's our first, maybe more than a year.
But I guess that was like an inconsequential year because we don't see anything happen.
I think it's him like rising to power.
I guess
he seems more powerful when he goes.
Shit,
to see
man,
her.
show something.
Yeah.
So they make a truce before that.
Well,
though.
his dad's real sick now too. It's
Well,
like, he's definitely the leader.
So
he says specifically he's real sick.
So with Tattaglia, he makes a deal in front of Barzini. Look, you guys want my fucking protection? Fine. My son Michael's coming back.
I promise not to hurt you. If something happens to Michael, I'm going to blame the people in this room.
And fair enough. So Michael's back, and he's slowly doing stuff.
And Don Corleone's like, Tattaglia's a bitch. It's actually Barzini's in charge of this whole heroin trade.
It wasn't until just now that I realized that Barzini was behind this the whole time.
thumbs down to Barzini.
Fredo's been in Las Vegas this whole time.
And this is when I realized there's not really anything wrong with him. Other than being
when
a
we
little
see
stupid.
him again, I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. Fredo's in this movie.
Yeah, he's pimping.
He's tanned, and
Big sunglasses.
he's hanging out with Mo Green.
Yeah, fucking Mo Green.
So, fuck, man. Michael's making the moves. Vito is his consigliere now. He takes Tom off. Oh, they did a thing with the horse head that we already talked about way earlier in the movie.
Sinatra wants to be in a movie. The guy who makes the movies is like, nah, this guy ruined my fucking girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I was a grooming this girl.
And they're like, listen, you should do it because Don Corleone's not going to be happy about this. Fuck you. Fuck Don Corleone. Get out of here. But also, meet my horse. It's a $20 million horse.
$600,000.
$50 million horse. Most beautiful thing you ever seen.
Yeah.
Cock the size of a mountain.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Its head is in my bed. He screams so much.
He does. Ah! Wow!
He screams so much.
Yeah, it's like Little Richard over
Yeah,
there.
that blood is all over him. It's bonkers.
It is. They killed a horse for that scene, too.
Yeah,
It's
I heard
fucking
about that.
nuts.
They actually killed quite a few horses.
It was actually Black Beauty.
The first few didn't look quite right, and then they're like, bring Black Beauty in
That
here.
last Black Beauty didn't make enough money.
Hey, get Showdown in Low Tokyo in here. We need him to cut the head off real good.
Get me Seabiscuit.
Have Seabiscuit smoke some of this crystal meth. He's going to rub his dick on her and then cut his head off.
Exactly.
5-hour podcast?
No, 4 hours.
Okay.
So
we still got an hour to go.
yeah, so they make the deal. I guess they're in the dope game now. But Michael is like, you know what? We got to get out of every game. We need to go legit.
Let's sell this fucking olive oil bullshit.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Mo Green, you're going to sell us your hotel. Name your price, but we're taking it.
What?
Yeah, fuck you.
I brought you out.
I got money. Fuck you. I beat up your brother all the time. He starts running his mouth. I start slapping him around.
He goes, that's exactly why I got to fuck you up, because you beat up Fredo.
Yeah, I mean, we all know he's a fucking idiot.
Mike, you're being unreasonable.
Sometimes he just gets so worked up. I make so many mistakes. It's not his fault.
So he goes, I'm out of here. I'm Mo Green.
Mike, you don't come to Las Vegas and talk to a man like Mo Green like that.
And then he goes to Fredo. He goes,
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
never. In the sequel, it's just going to catch up to you.
I know. I thought that they were laying the groundwork in this, but it's going to happen in 2.
Yeah, man. And so Vito goes, hey, Michael, they're going to try to kill you when you least expect it. The guy that sets up the deal, he's the traitor.
Never forget this. Do you think that Kevin Corrigan based fucking Goon / Rocky in Buffalo 66 a little bit off John Cazale?
Maybe.
It seems like he's got a little touch of the Fredos.
Billy, you still gonna do that bad thing you said you were gonna do? Don't you think that's not a good thing to do?
Man, Fredo plays stupid drunk so good in the
He's
beginning.
good, so good. In the brief moments that we see him.
This is my brother, Mike. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, this is your friend, huh?
He's barely in this fucking movie. He's got like 3 scenes.
Yeah, and I think actually he said Pacino was the one that convinced him to audition. He goes,
I don't like this Francis Ford Coppola. He's got that big beard.
man, it's just, I don't know about this.
He's always making me step on the grapes.
You know?
Making the wine.
Yeah. He's always talking to his finger. Guy's got the fucking Shining or some shit. So they're making a move on Las Vegas, and Abe Vigoda approaches Michael at the funeral. This was weird. Vito dies. He has a heart attack or a stroke.
Yeah, it's sad.
And
I think it's a heart attack, right? It seems like a heart attack.
yeah, and they go to bury him and such.
Because he should be going, Narm, if it's a
Almonds.
stroke. Does anybody smell toast?
And so they're at the funeral, and Michael's just watching everybody because everybody's already making deals. Now, when Abe Vigoda calls for him to get up and follow him, there's a weird effect because next to Michael is his mother, and then on the other side's Tom Hagen.
Who is like a non-presence in this movie.
No, I keep seeing her. I'm like, oh, she's still alive. Good for her. Now, when Michael stands up, he's wearing a black suit, and there is a weird effect where the visage of his mother is reflected on his suit. Like, I don't understand what is happening here.
I didn't notice that. Is
there some sort of a partition, a window or something that's doing a weird effect on the camera?
Windows?
I don't know what's happening. Look, it's at 2 hours and 34 minutes, I think.
Fuck off.
I swear to God.
It's amazing that you have the time code down.
Because I tried to get a screenshot of it, but I rented it, so I couldn't do it on my phone.
Oh.
So I turned to Callie, I go, did you just see that? She goes, no, what? And I rewound it. I'm like, you see that woman's face, right? She goes, yeah, I do. And then when he goes to talk to Abe Vigoda, you can still kind of see it. I don't understand what the fuck's happening. They spliced editing or some shit. Check it out, bruh.
I'm gonna.
So Abe Vigoda goes, hey, I'm betraying you. Come to this meeting. You don't expect it, right? You feel safe, right?
I'll run security for you.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, fuck yeah, this is dope.
I thought it was going to be Fredo. This is where I thought Fredo's betrayal would come into play.
Or Vecchio, what's his name? Tessio. Because they go, it's either going to be Tessio or Abe Vigoda.
Well, no.
I always thought it'd be Tessio because he's smarter.
Well, I think it's because they come as a pair, so when Vigoda betrays him, he's like, I thought it'd be Tessio.
Well, they're two underbosses, Tessio and Abe Vigoda.
Vigoda's the smarter one, right? That's why they...
No, Tessio.
Oh, he's too smart to be wrapped up in this bullshit?
Well, no, they thought Tessio would be the one to do it because he's smarter and, like, thus conniving.
Yeah.
Tessio and Vigoda are trying to branch out.
Yeah.
To make their own family.
They don't want to die. They know that fucking Barzini's going to kill them.
Well, and they also said, Don, you told us when we get to a certain plateau, we'll be able to do our thing. And the Don's like, well, I'm crazy and old right now, so talk to Michael.
Be Michael's friend.
Exactly.
Do what he says.
Do the old reach around.
I know that you thought you would be safe in leading things, but you both got to do this stuff Michael says so that you die.
Yeah. I'll be dead soon, too.
Yeah.
So... Michael goes, I'll agree to the meeting, but after the baptism, because he's going to be the godfather of Connie's baby. During the baptism, we see a massacre.
It's amazing.
Mo Green gets murdered.
Yep, shot right through his glasses. He's getting a massage.
Kills Tattaglia.
Inside that elevator.
Yeah.
He's marching up those stairs. I was like, what's he going to do? I didn't really know what was going to happen.
No, he's got a box. He's going up like 80 fucking flights of stairs.
God, he smokes the fuck out of them. This thing is timed out so well. Yeah, I'm unloading the shotgun twice into this elevator.
Yep.
Everybody in there's dead.
There's another dude who was getting a shave. He gets blasted.
Nobody's getting a shave.
He's smoking and the guy's buttering him up.
What?
And they're shaving.
I don't think so.
That's fine. You don't have to think it.
Okay, I don't remember that. I remember the guy getting caught in the spinning door.
That guy too.
And they blast him.
They blast everybody.
There's, what else? There's also fucking Tatrazio. What's his name? Tatazio. He's in bed with that lady with her tits out, and they unload all the machine gun in there.
Yep.
I don't remember a guy getting shaved.
Yeah, he's getting a shave.
Ding!
They do the baptism, and they go, hey, Michael, it's all done. Oh, good. You know what? I can't join you guys.
You don't hear what he says, though, right?
No.
But you know that's the news he's delivering.
And so he goes to Connie's husband. He goes, hey, you know what? I got to talk to you.
Head back to the house.
Yep.
Everybody else has got to meet us. We're going to go to Vegas in a couple of days. Everybody else go out there now.
Yep. So he goes to him and he goes, look, I know you had Sonny killed.
But you know what? I'm going to let you live.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to tell me because you're insulting my intelligence.
Yep.
And it makes me angry.
Oh, Michael. Here's a plane ticket. I'll never see you again. And this was really dumb because they get into the car in the driveway of the Corleone mansion and immediately they start fucking garroting the guy.
Why don't you like that?
Because he's kicking out the windshield.
So
you got a foot hanging out the fucking windshield of a car as it's leaving this family's home.
Yeah.
A crime family. The FBI is watching. And they're murdering a guy right there. Drive somewhere.
I don't think the FBI is always watching. I think they specifically went to the wedding because
they specifically say, when you're in Texas, look behind you because that's where the ranger's going to be.
I think they go to the weddings because everybody goes to those without thinking about the consequences.
Sure.
And they get all the plate numbers, get all the information.
Sure.
And they're like, all right, all these people are definitely affiliated.
Sure, but I don't know, man. It kind of feels like they're watching somebody.
I guess I don't
Especially
understand
when
why.
there's a massive murder wave going on.
Yeah, why drive away? Now, question.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten to Abe Vigoda yet.
No.
But does this not remind you of Breaking Bad when he has to kill all the Aryan Nation members in like a 1 minute period? It's absolutely this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, let's make it a little more pinpointed, but this is what Walter White's doing.
And this might even have been inspired by the Valentine Massacre when a rival Al Capone...
With David Boreanaz?
Yes. A rival Al Capone gangster. All of his lieutenants were collected, lined up against the wall, and just...
Tommy gunned?
Murdered. And they never knew who did it, who was responsible. But it's
really?
always been rumored that, of course, it was Al Capone. But I was somewhere else.
I got syphilis.
It wasn't me.
My brain, not so good.
Mm-hmm. I had scar on my face.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that. That's why they call me Scar on my face.
Is he Scarface?
Mm-hmm.
Is Al Capone Scarface?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You're joking.
No, I really didn't.
Oh, my God.
I thought Scarface was made up.
No, he did not like it.
Huh.
As far as I know.
I honestly, everybody, I really did not know this.
Interesting. And you learn something new every day.
Yeah. It's good. It's good when you're stupid. You can learn all sorts of things.
Yeah, so then they round up Abe Vigoda. Hey, we're going to the meeting, right, Tom? And he goes, actually, no, we're going to, kill you now.
Everybody's like, I'm not going to the meeting. I'm not going to the meeting. I am not Spartacus.
Tom, can you let it slide for old time's sake?
Nah.
He goes, no, because for new time's sake, you dumb fuck.
Tell your brother it's just business. I always liked him. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
Now you die.
You
Did
bought
they
it.
show him die?
No, they just cart him off. And Talia's fucking losing her mind. Michael, yeah, my husband killed. I don't know what you're talking about.
You fucking did the baptism. You sent him back to the house where you killed him.
Yep.
I'm not stupid. I ain't stupid like fucking Fredo.
Yep.
I know what you did.
And Diane Lane is like, oh, Michael, did you really do it?
Watch me get railed and unfaithful.
Boy, is that hot.
Wow.
And he goes, don't ask me about my business. I told you. Don't ask me about my business.
I don't do nothing bad.
All right, just this once.
It's all a lie.
You can ask me about my business. Once.
Everybody got to die.
She goes, did you do it? No, I didn't do it. I believe you. And then she leaves. The Godfather music starts.
Yeah.
She looks into the room and she sees some Godfathering. She goes, oh.
Why is it smelly pizza?
And then they close the door and the movie ends.
Very good movie.
Supremely good movie.
God, the fucking layering in the beginning, like introducing you to everybody. Every story's interesting and you meet everybody in one swoop.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of sort of detailing the ins and outs of crime.
Yeah.
Don't do this because of that. We need to do this for that, and but it isn't gratuitous either.
No, there's really not that much. I mean, like Marlon Brando's leaking fake looking blood when he gets shot a bunch.
Right, and Tom gets destroyed, and Michael blasts those guys in the head and such. But I mean, when you see those old pictures, man, dude's got fucking destroyed.
Can I watch this with my 7-year-old?
You didn't?
Oh, we should have bonded.
Yeah.
Man, Jenny won't let me watch it. Man,
You know what you need to do?
Not try to watch things with that one.
Make
Wait
an
till
offer
that he can't refuse.
or understand
Yeah.
because he's a child.
Hey, man, you can watch these movies if you'd be cool, bud. Nah, I'm going to tell everybody about it. I'm going to swear all the time. I heard the N-word.
Yeah.
Should I say that lots?
My father introduced me to it, everybody.
Yeah.
So what do you think? John Cazale.
Man, this movie's so good. He's really pretty great.
Solid.
He's
Small.
got
role.
a good presence. He's doing interesting things with that idiot brother character.
I feel like he pops up in integral moments that help define that character. Fumbling for that gun is just like perfect.
God. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think he's great. 8.
Yeah.
He's
Fuck yeah.
He's really good as Fredo.
I'll give him a 7, but yeah, man.
He gets a lot out of very little. He's doing a lot. He's doing a very interesting take. It's not a cookie cutter. He clearly built this guy himself.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
What do you give this movie?
Shit. I'm going to give it a 9.
Kind of wanted to give it a 10, though.
Kind of
didn't
did, but I was enjoying it throughout. Even the Sicily stuff, it's a little dry, but it's good.
I mean, it's a dead stop, though, because it's beyond exciting when he kills those people.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Italy.
Exactly.
You know,
and we don't
why-
even see him there immediately. We do a lot of the family stuff first and then jump there. And it's just like he's just walking around with 2 guys wearing bandoliers and ain't much happening here, But yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.
I guess I'm going to have to give it a 9. I kind of want to give it a 10 because we gave Goodfellas a 9. This might be slightly better than Goodfellas.
I think it is.
Goodfellas is maybe more fun.
Epic saga movies can be a tough ask.
Did I give Jesus' Son a 10?
You probably did. Is it better than Legacy of Rage? Yes. But they're both doing this sort of similar thing
Okay.
where they're telling a sprawling story.
I like this movie a lot. I would almost give it a 10. I think it's really
Let's
good.
give it a 9.5.
Okay, 9.5 for both of us.
Let's give it a 9.99.
Oh, shit.
9.
Yeah, real good.
That's it. I mean, look, going into it, I didn't want to, like I said, there's so much trivia and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what? It's out there if you want to find it. There's, a lot of shit out there for this movie. But conversely, you can reach out to us if you want to just talk to us with your fingers on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. We doing filmographies. You can email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com. You can tweet us on Do Filmographies. We're on Truth Social at The Real Donald Trump.
That's
you can
us.
Call us on the hotline.
763-634-1897.
We did it! Oh! Ow! You can also go to the nowplayingnetwork.net. All right. This is a new thing. They invented this idea of a landing site for various different podcasts. Some of them are film related. Some of them are of the more of the musical nature. Some of them are just a guy rifling off recipes that he's collected for strawberry rhubarb pie, right? But we're also on there. So feel free to check out the nowplayingnetwork.net, where you can listen to this incredible podcast as well as other podcasts. And next week, we will be watching The Conversation.
Nice.
I loved this when I first saw it. I own a Betamax copy of it. I'll be curious to see if I like it now.
Gene Hackman, Harrison Ford.
John Cazale.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in it. That's why we're watching it.
Francis Ford Coppola.
He's in it?
He directed it.
Is it going to be like Martin Scorsese and... Oh, wait, he's not in it. He just directed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been Jules.
And I've been... Roll Julia.
Hey, good night, folks.